Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I am deeply grateful to you for your seriousness of purpose in allowing us to have this hearing. I'm also deeply grateful to my colleague and friend from Florida, Mrs. Ross Langton, for being a champion. The two of us have worked very, very hard in bringing this issue forth, and there is opposition. And what I would like to do, Mr. Chairman, is talk about the specific facts relating to this bill, what the bill actually does, what the opposition is, and why, in my view, that opposition is not meritorious. First of all, this bill essentially does two things. It mandates that insurance companies who do business in the United States publicly disclose all Holocaust-era insurance policies. Why that should be debatable, why there should be controversy about whether or not insurance companies who have profited from the Holocaust should disclose their insurance policies in the United States 60-some-odd years afterwards, to me, is not debatable. It should be disclosed, period. There should be no legitimate debate. The second part of the bill is that those people who claim to have insurance policies are given an opportunity to go into federal court and prove their claim. There's a couple of misnomers here. If we pass this bill today, Mr. Chairman, not a single Holocaust survivor would receive a penny. Not a single one. Because they'd all have to go into federal court and prove their claim. Do they have a lower standard that they have to prove in federal court than anybody else who walked into federal court? No. They'd have to prove the same insurance-related evidentiary matters as everybody else. So what's the issue? The issue is this, is that previously we entered the United States of America into an I-check process. And that I-check process, to sum it up, has divvied out, according to Secretary Eagleberger, who is, in fairness, an opponent of this legislation, $306 million to the survivors of the Holocaust. If you add in the amounts of money that were given to the Claims Conference and other related organizations, $450 million has been distributed through that process. Now, is that a fair amount? That should be the question everyone's asking. Well, if you use the amount of money estimated by the proponents of the bill, the assets available, in other words, the amount of the insurance policies that these companies hold, are probably about $17 billion. But even if you use the estimate of the opponents of the bill, if you use the estimate of Ambassador Kennedy, who I have enormous respect for, he's a terrific man, the estimate is roughly $3 billion. So the opponents of the bill essentially are saying that even though $3 billion is rightfully owed to survivors of the Holocaust, $450 million has been paid, and that's it, 15%. In other words, what the administration is saying, what the opponents of the bill is saying, is that 85% of the value of the insurance policies held by survivors during the Holocaust should remain with the insurance companies, period. And what they will argue is that legal peace was made, and that it's not fair, it's not equitable today to undo that legal peace. Well, there's a big problem with the argument of legal peace. How is it that insurance companies who have not fully disclosed their policy owners can take advantage of the agreement that was made by not having to pay out that which is rightfully owed, and those that are rightfully owed are penalized by the agreement? This can't possibly be an equitable conclusion. So the question isn't whether or not we are abrogating the word of the United States government. The question is, there are insurance companies who hold billions of dollars of assets rightfully held by the survivors of the Holocaust. And is this Congress, in the last moments of these survivors' life, going to give them an opportunity to use our federal judicial system to gain some measure of justice? If this bill does not pass, game over. Game over. Insurance companies keep 85% of the assets, even using the insurance company numbers, the administration numbers. They keep 85% of the assets that are rightfully owed by the survivors of the Holocaust, and they They are not required to disclose those policy owners that rightfully have a right to know who they are. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.